You now tuned in to the Gumptown Podcast. I'm your boy Doug B. We ain't got nothing to talk about, but we got something to talk about. Let's go. Good people, good people, good people. Welcome back to the Gumptown Podcast, episode 71. I'm your boy Doug B. If you tuned in to this podcast, thank you for your time and your attention. I really appreciate you giving this podcast a shot. Today's guest, he is the founder and owner of Stay Committed Fitness, LLC. I'm looking forward to this conversation, and I'm sure you all will be inspired by his story. Let's chop it up with Sable Gilliard. Sable, how's it going, man?
Man, everything going good. How about yourself?
Man, glad to hear that, man. All is well on my end, too. First things first. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to chop it up with me a few minutes. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all.
Yes, sir. Of course, we're here to talk about Stay Committed Fitness, LLC. But before we go there, let's get to know the man behind the brand. What's your story?
My name is Sable Gilliard. The story, everything behind my story just basically, I started off by just seeing a lot of people go through a lot of health issues. Also seeing just me going through a lot of stuff myself, though, just not taking care of myself, not eating right. Went to college and played baseball. Never knew what nutrition was until I went to college and met a nutrition, and he was breaking stuff down to me about how your body works and how this works. Never knew your body worked like that. So when I graduated college in 2017, I came back to Montgomery, and started doing just I working on myself. And then a lot of people ask me, "Oh, you training kids baseball and stuff like that?" I was training kids, and then I started training the parents. And so once I started training the parents, I didn't really take it serious at first. I really just was just doing something. Went from training 4 people, and to now I done trained over 1,000 people. It's a long journey, a process. The first year I started my business, I didn't do too well. I just kept staying consistent, and that's how my business came, by staying committed. So that's how everything just went from there. So I started in 2018. I'm still going right now.
Wow, man, that's an amazing story, man. So you are originally from Montgomery, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm originally from Montgomery. I just left and went to college in Georgia.
Okay, hometown hero, man. Where you play college baseball at?
I played college baseball at Albany State. So I had played there. Went down, played, got done playing ball, and could have went and played professional ball, but I decided to do something else. I decided to go another route. And when this fitness stuff started, I just kept it going, because I never was into fitness and never until I just got older and just knowing we really need this. And it is more, and that's if it's more to just working out your body physically, helping you out mentally too. So that's why I try to get everybody into it, though. So I've been doing good last couple of years, so I'm just trying to keep elevating.
Wow, man, that's amazing, man. So let's talk about Albany State, man. What was the HBCU experience like for you?
It was a great experience for me. It ain't nothing like no HBCU. I really can't. You can't just top that, though. It was a great environment. I loved it there. Education was good. Sport program, everything good. They treated me like I was from there. I had a great time there. I learned a lot being there. So it was a great movement, and I started seeing a lot of people, work on their body, take care of what they were eating. So that's what made me get into it.
Okay, and that makes perfect sense, man. Like, you being a personal trainer now in the fitness world, like you were an athlete, played at the collegiate level. So I was gonna ask you about that, like what got you into fitness, but you did a great job of including that in your story and all that good stuff, man. So you also covered Stay Committed and what inspired the name, and appreciate your transparency about that first year in business, because a lot of people don't keep it real, man. A lot of folks try to make it seem like they came out the gate making 6 figures.
See, that's one thing I learned about a lot of people around here in Montgomery. They try to put on like they biz doing so well, and try to tell people until you really know the real side of the business, which mean that paperwork and all that stuff, there you ain't really got no real business. You just still like hustling. I had to get a different story from hustling and being a businessman. I've been a hustler my whole life, so I didn't know how to transition over being a businessman and get the business side. Like I tell people, me doing this, becoming a business was the best thing ever happened to me in my life. You know what I'm saying? So like I tell people, I don't have to work a 9 to 5. I do this for a living. That is all I've ever done. So so that's a good thing. But like at first it was a struggle. I remember time I was making $50 a month. Like now I'm making, you know what I'm saying? I'm making pretty, you know, I do real well for myself. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
don't drop no numbers, man. I don't
oh
want nobody looking
no,
for
I
you, man.
never no never do that. You see how I stop? You see how I stopped that fan?
Yeah, yeah.
You see how I stopped that fan? You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
you
I
did
never.
right. You did right. Nah, man, much respect to your story, man. And like I said, just that transparency and just where you know, you had a vision, you had a dream, and you just stuck to it. And you just so it sounds like you just knew that whole 9 to 5 thing wasn't for you.
Oh no, I knew that one for me. I knew that one for me.
Much respect, man. And to be honest with you, it's everybody has a different route in life. So there's no one way to do it. Like you've done it your way, and that's what it's all about, man. Just finding that route, man. I still work the 9 to 5, and I do the podcast on the side. But you knew when you came up out of school, hey, I ain't trying to hit no clock. So how? So when did you know? Did you ever have dreams of going to the MLB, or was college baseball as far as you saw yourself going?
Well, I can say when I got probably to my sophomore year, and I saw that I was getting pretty good. I kind of I kind of took it serious. Then I always had dreams of going to MLB, you know what I'm saying? But I knew it always gonna be life after baseball. So I always knew, like I always had that thing that I knew it somewhere would be after baseball. So that's why I kind of always I never had a plan B. I always stood to my plan A, but I always kept back in my mind, like, okay, it doesn't work, what I'm gonna do. So I hit a little rocket point at one point when I first graduated. I was like, dang, what I'm gonna do? I ain't know what I'm gonna do in my life. So you know what I'm saying. So I just went from there, just kept progressing. And actually, I didn't even come, like, to be honest, my business stay committed. I didn't even start this and come up with it. I have a best friend named Brian Wynn. He's the one really started to stay committed. It just I'm the one that took it to the next level. So and it just so but and so that's how it really went.
Wow, man. That's amazing, man. That's a power having the good people around you, man, just to spark ideas and bounce ideas off of, man. So now that's good stuff, man. So let's talk more about the business. What all do you have going on? I know you're a personal trainer. Any other services you offer outside of personal training?
Well, outside of per child, I also have meal preps. I provide meal prep. So the meal preps, it come with it's fitting to you. So basically, I get your information, how your health background is, and just go over everything that with you. So basically, if a doctor ever told you, if a doctor ever told you anything, we going to all information. So we gonna get the right type of foods for you to eat. So I had those food. You can just, they just hit me up on my business page, Stay Committed Fitness, and we can get you squared away.
Okay, that's solid, man. So you're doing nutrition and
And
the fitness thing. Hey, you can't do one without the other, man. That's what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, you can't see. That's why I try to tell you. I have a lot of clients come to me and have a trainer, but like your trainer, if you don't have a nutrition part, the workout part, that's pointless. And so
That's a fact. That's a
yeah,
fact, man. So let's talk about the pandemic. Of course, 2020 when everything popped off and we were all in the house and things of that nature. I know you started your business in 2018. How were you able to pivot during the pandemic? How was business affected by the pandemic?
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know you when I say this, you're gonna be like, "What, man? The pandemic was the best thing that happened to me."
Mm.
Like, and I know it because when I tell you, I started. That's when my business took off in the pandemic. Like my big when that COVID hit, man, I was like, dang, like everybody asked me, I was like, what you gonna do? I was like, nothing, I'm finna just, I'm just chill on out. But what happened was when that COVID, more people wanted to work out. So what I did was I think that's out of the box. They made me close the gym. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the parks and work out. We're gonna go to the parks and train, or I'm gonna come to your house and train. So that's when I started house calls. So I started doing house calls, and then from there, man, I would train a few clients, and it went to a lot of clients. So that's how I just kept going, kept going, kept going. So I can really say my business. I've been doing 2018, but I can really say 2020 was the year because that's what the year I saw the business really go from one end to another because I went from only training people in Montgomery to training people in Wetumpka, Prattville, Birmingham, Haynesville. I had people driving Selma. So you know what I'm saying. So I'm getting out there. I do online training. So online training, I have people in Florida, Georgia, Minnesota. I got somebody in New York right now. So you know what I'm saying. So everything I just keep. The main thing I tell people in life is you gotta stay consistent. If you ain't staying consistent, it ain't gonna work.
Yes, sir. That's amazing. That don't sound crazy at all, man. Like the pandemic really was a time for us to get creative, sink or
Find
swim.
yourself.
and you saying you weren't going to hit no clock, so you had to get creative. Like you figured it out, man. That's dope. And just utilizing the internet, man, leveraging the internet, doing the online clients, and people can come to the gym and just doing the boot camps, man. That's dope, man. You just made a way. That's what it's all about.
That's all about.
Yes, sir. So whenever I have entrepreneurs on the platform like yourself, I like to cover three things: the aha moment, action, and audacity. Let's go back to your aha moment when you first had the idea to take your love for athletics and fitness and turn it into a business.
Basically, when did I make a decision to want to do it?
Yeah, so like, yeah, it's like just that moment when you realized that you were gonna go for it.
I can say January of 2018. That was like when I made my mind of like, yeah, this is what I'm finna do. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm finna take this serious. I'm finna do this. I'm gonna do this for a whole year, see how I go. I went a whole year, ain't do nothing. I was like, oh, so I did it again. So 2019, I really took it serious again. So that's when around time when I took that serious.
Wow, man. So from January 2018, when you made the decision to go after it, let's talk about action. How long did it take you to get started in business, training clients and operating in business?
Um, Operating a business, I can say 20 in the end of no, the beginning of 2020 is when I can really say that's when a business became a real business. You know, that's where I can say that 2020, the beginning of 2020, that's when I knew like, okay, I got something going on now. I got these steady clients coming. They staying consistent. They getting their body where it need to be. Everything's good. And I'm starting to get more clients as I'm go. So, so 2020 was when I found the business. I'm starting to find stuff in.
Okay, that makes sense, man. So a couple of years to get from your idea, from your aha moment to actually taking action. So the last portion, audacity. It takes courage and audacity to step out there and get started. Who or what gave you that courage, that audacity to step out there and get started in business?
Like, to be honest, like I tell people, like I'm be honest, I can say my mom was like that. My mom always told me growing up, I know that the son ain't gonna work on nobody job. She always tell people, I know my son ain't gonna never work for nobody because how the mindset I had as a little child. So I can say she was the one that really because I always tell her, I said, "Mama, go ahead and start my bed and all that." But I just so she the one that I said that made me really jump out there. And I already knew I was gonna jump out there outside the box, but I want to say she the one that said, "Man, just go for it." Because you fail, you just fail. At least you know you tried. So that's she the one that really did that. So I would think about a lot because like, I had a child on the way and a baby on the way and everything. So I had to think about a lot of that.
Wow, that's amazing, man. Shout out to Mom Deuce for just believing in you, man, and just giving you that audacity to go out there and go after, man. That's dope.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So stay committed to fitness. You've done great things. I know great things are coming down the pipeline, which leads to my next portion, vision. What are your short-term and long-term goals for the business?
My short term goal right now is just the I can say with me, I can get better at what I'm doing. And that's what I can say the short term. I mean, like just doing my business side more better, staying on my client more better. You know what I'm saying? Working on myself. That's my short term. My long term goal is to build a team. But like I tell people, I'm never gonna get to the point I want to be if I don't have no team. I'm doing all it by myself right now. If I say my long term goal in the future is build a team up and really make staking me the corporation instead of just a regular business.
Yes, sir. And I have no doubt you'll make all those goals come to fruition, man, just based on hearing your story and just that determination you got, man. I know you'll make it all happen. I know you'll build that team and I know you'll continue to improve as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. So as we wrap up the podcast, I want to ask $1 million question. I started this podcast because I wanted to highlight the greatness of Montgomery, whether you were from here or lived here for a significant period of your life, college or military. You being a hometown hero, what makes you the most proud to be from the Gump?
And the most thing made me proud be from the gump. Like I said, more people we from where we from. We come from most of we come from nothing. They come from ain't nobody never really like did nothing out our city for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? So that's what made you proud to go. So you can just keep pushing. So when you make it, you be like, damn, I really did this. You know what I'm saying? So that would make me proud. Next, like I tell people, I know a lot of people that talk down on Montgomery, but I tell people Montgomery, that's what brought my hustle. That was how I started my hustle. So I can't even talk down the city. That's how I started what I did. Montgomery helped me get me to where I was because so I put the product out and they just got with the program.
Yeah, man, and that's solid, man. Like just knowing, like not forgetting where you came from, man. And yeah, that's cool, man. And that's definitely something to be proud about. And yeah, I'm born and raised here myself, man. And man, yeah, people talk about the Gump, but man, it's something special here, man. Like it's a different when you get it out the when you get it out the mud when you come out of Montgomery, man, because you figure out some stuff and you make it, man. Like that's a big deal. So let me ask you this, man, because I know, and I'm not knocking big cities or people making moves. Man, what ultimately kept you in Montgomery, man? Like, you could have easily went to Atlanta and got popping in the fitness thing.
Everybody says,
What kept
man, I
you
get the
home,
question all
man?
the time. To be honest, what really happened though. All right, so I say I really can't say I can't. I didn't when I came back here. I want to say I wanted to get I wanted to make a name for myself on that fitness before I just went off and just went to another city. That was my plan. That was my mind thing because I could have easily went to Atlanta, started and did that. But I was like, let me get my city first. Let me get my city first. Now my city, when I move away and start some else, my city gonna be like, oh yeah, now they gonna be 100% behind me. Then cause they be like, that's my from their city. I made it in the fitness where they gonna stay behind me. So that's what made me do that. So like in the future, I'm not. I know I'm not gonna be here, but I want to make a stamp on this first, and then I'm just gonna move and I'll move on. Cause you can't if you stay in one place so long, you can place it. So that's how I look at it.
Much respect to you, man. So Sable, how can the people connect with you? What are your social media handles and
Okay,
stuff?
they can look at me on they can catch me on all social media platforms at Stay Committed Fitness. That's Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, everything. Stay Committed Fitness. And stay, they type it in anywhere and it'll pull up. They can cut all my content information will be on all my social media pages. Everything will be in the bio and everything. They can hit me up anytime. I'm available 7 days a week.
Yes, sir. And of course, I'll put all of that information in the description of the episode. Hey, Sable, thanks again for the conversation, man. I really appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Good people, that concludes another dope episode of the Gumptown Podcast. In the meantime, in between time, y'all know what to do. Be blessed, be safe, but most importantly, have the audacity to be you. Go on. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate your time and your attention. Until next time.